So here we are at the Views website, and we want to click on the link for Principles of Economics Summer. And we can see here on the side, the home page, announcements, unit information, and so on. Unit information is where you will find the information about the people who are involved in teaching or marking in this unit. That one there is me. And then we've got Andrew Marks, who is a lecturer here at Western Sydney. And Andrew Grinko, he will be marking some of your work. And here we have the learning guide and the unit outline. So you'll need to download the learning guide and have a read through that. Why? Because it has all of the essential information that you need in order to complete this unit. So you can see there it's got the information about the assessment 1, 2, 3 and 4 and the teaching activities. So if we can click on the first one, so you've got the details there for the first assessment task, which is the online quizzes, which are worth 20%. Incidentally, there is one error in this learning guide, and it's this. It's true that there are 3 quizzes to be completed throughout the semester, but obviously if the 3 quizzes are worth 20%, then each quiz can't possibly be worth 5%. Each quiz must be worth 6 2/3% of your total mark. Anyway, that's a minor detail. It's not 5%, it's 6 2/3. Anyway, so it gives you the information there about the time periods in which you can do each quiz and the topics that will be covered and so on. So let's scroll down. You can read about all of the details of all the other assessment tasks. But we'll scroll down here to the teaching activities. Now we can see here each of the weeks and the topics that will be covered in each week. So we can see in week 1 there'll be 2 topics covered. One is an introduction to the unit, giving an overview of what economics is all about and some questions such as whether economics is a science or not and so on. And then we'll look at a supply and demand, the basic workhouse model that all economists are familiar with. And these are covered in chapters 1 and chapter 2 of the textbook. And then in the second week there's a third topic, elasticities, and so on and so forth. You can see there it tells you when things are due. So during the first week of the summer break, the first quiz will be due. You'll have a week in which to do it. It will be open online for a week. So it's not like there's a massive amount of time pressure. So you can do it at any time during that week. If you want to know exactly the details about how long each quiz is and so on, you can have a look further up about the assessment tasks. Okay, and so on. So there's another quiz due here. Then we've got due, also here due is a blog progress assessment. So we're going to see how you're going with your blog at this point. Give you a couple of marks for that. And then at the end we'll assess your blog. And then we've got the last quiz, and then at the very end we'll look at your online participation in the discussion forums and in the blog comments. Okay, so that's the basic timetable. Now, so go to the unit information, download that, read through the unit outline, the learning guide, carefully. What about the lectures? Well, of course, there's the textbook. There, you can have a look through that. You can buy it either as an ebook or as a hard copy from the library. But anyway, back to here. So topic 1 is covered in this folder. Tells you the chapter to read. It gives you the textbook lecture notes, which are really like summaries. And then we've got the first lecture here. If you click on that link, you can go through and watch the first lecture. In that lecture, you should always make sure when you're watching lectures, don't just watch them or listen to them, but take notes as you're going. That's the best way in which to come to an understanding of the lecture material. Take notes, just like with reading the textbook. So this is the essential lecture here. I've got some other things here which are the history of definitions in economics, which kind of that drags on for quite a while. So you can have a look at, that's not compulsory to look at, but you can go through them if you want. There's also a link where you can test your knowledge on this topic. And these are the answers to the end of chapter questions. And then there's just some fun stuff in those folders. Then we've got there's topic 2, supply and demand, the relevant chapter of the textbook. You click on this link here and you can go and watch and listen to the lecture on supply and demand by Andrew Marks. There's also some additional resources to have a look at. You can test your knowledge by doing a quiz, and these are the end of chapter, the answers to the end of chapter questions from the textbook, and so on. You can just go through each of these topics. Okay, so this is where you can find the lecture content and some additional resources to help you out. As to assessment, there are some practice exams, final exam papers here for you to work through. Click on the next link, the quizzes. Now you can't see it here, but when the time comes, in particular in week 3, the first online quiz will appear as a link in the quizzes section. And you'll be able to click on that link and then do the online quiz for which you will be marked. And later on in the semester, a second link will appear, which will be the second online quiz, which you can then do, and so on. So there's the quizzes. Then we've also got the blog. So you can click on the link here for the blog assessment task. Some advice about the blog. And these are the 3 topics that you can write a blog about. You don't have to do it on all of them. You have to choose one and answer these questions in your blog. So you click on this link and you can create a blog where you can write entries on your investigations about this particular question, or whichever question you choose to do. Okay, that's the essentials of the Views website.